Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Sunday evening? We're back. Last weekend, we obviously couldn't do it on Sunday because it was a Sunday night game, but we are back talking Inter Miami soccer tonight. And as always, you know I don't do this by myself. Everybody's favorite uncle is here this week, so let's say hi, Uncle Ed. How you doing, Ed?
How you doing, Peter Brown? And I am mad at you.
What? Why?
Man, because you got to hang out with some cool people today. Show off.
Hanging out with Tata. Well, we'll get to some. Let's save that for a few minutes. Let's get to that a little bit later. But how was your weekend so far?
Oh, it was all right. I had the grandkids over. That's always pretty eventful. A lot of stuff, a lot of yelling going on. But I got to see my Inter Miami win yesterday.
That's right. Inter Miami won. That's fun. Yeah. It was a busy weekend. It was Inter Miami, and then 3.5 hours of Taylor Swift for me, watching. My wife. So my wife is out of town, so I've got to do the things that my wife would maybe do with my daughter, and Taylor Swift is on Disney Plus, so I got to watch it. It's a long show, Ed. It's a long show.
You like some of the songs too, I take it.
They weren't bad. Some of it's not my cup of tea, but she's not bad. It's entertaining. It's all right. It's not.
Somebody's a closet Swiftie.
Oh yeah. I got all her records. Literally, we have her vinyl records because my daughter likes them.
Right.
All right, everybody. Before we go too far, let's say a big thank you to our sponsors. Let's start off with Caneswear. Caneswear. We updated the image for Caneswear. Look at that wall on Caneswear.
Wow.
All that Inter Miami
really messy
gear.
Up there. Really messy. They need to tidy up a bit.
Tidy up? What do you mean? It's lots of messy up there. It's good to be messy in that store. It's good to be messy.
Overdosed.
Plus, as you can see, they've even got some cups and mugs and different hats that you may not have seen around. So go to Caneswear. They're located in Davie, Florida, just south of 595 on University Drive. The best prices in town if you want to get Inter Miami gear. So they've got you covered, and this image is here to prove it.
Nice. Oh, Peter Brown, the GOAT of all realtors. If you guys want to invest in South Florida, you got to do it with Mia Rodrigues. She speaks 3 languages. You can even WhatsApp her. So if you guys want to go and make some money, or, selling your home or buying a home, Mia Rodrigues is the one to go to. You got to go to MiaRodriguesRealtor.com and, get in contact with her. Do it.
All right. And also, if you are thinking about building a house, call Hands On Builders. They're soccer fans, they're Inter Miami fans, and they're home builders. Your custom home builder, we build your dreams to reality. If you also need to renovate your home, they could do that as well. Go to hob4u.com or call 833-267-8305.
Did you know they're going to make a man cave for... Did you know they're going to make a man cave for Marco?
Are they really?
The bear is going to make... Yeah, he's going to use them to make his man cave, I guess you could say, or bear cave.
Have them make sure it's like a man cave / studio.
There you go.
Let's make it multi-purpose.
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
That's what happens, Ed, when you are single and you own your own house. You do stuff like that. I mean,
exactly.
We're happily married, so but being happily married, sometimes that was like a smirk. Don't do that.
Yeah, there's some limits to that.
I think we're both happily married, but the wife may not be as cool about giving you a whole room to turn into a man cave. Maybe you get like a smaller little space. Like my office here is little. It's really small. Yeah. But it works.
It's kind of like a closet with on steroids or something.
It's a glorified closet. It's just got really tall ceilings, but it is basically kind of a closet. But that's where I end up. Anyways, let's say hi to everybody in the chat. Are you prepared for that, Ed?
I'm ready this time, Peter Brown.
Wow, I was not prepared for you to be prepared.
One of our older listeners, Kata, is with us. Yeah, he had a good game. Yes, he did. A couple. We're going to talk about that. Damian Guzman is also with us. What's up? Louis Rodrigues, the troublemaker himself. He was even leaving some comments about your picture with Tata. Show off. Patrick Barnhill. Gosh, one of the coolest guys around. Alex Anderthek. I think that's what it says. Hello there.
Is he from Germany or something? Isn't that like a German flag?
I think so. It looks like the
German,
boot is something. Yeah.
kind of their seal or something.
Yeah, it could be. We got. Did I say Jose Velasquez? How you doing, Jose? We sure did have a great win.
Yep.
Talk about old followers and listeners and watchers. One world, one goal. She was with us. That pesky little sports shorts is also with us. Peter Brown. Sports shorts. And let's see who else. Let me see if I didn't miss anybody. Chat is going crazy. Carl Toppin. Oh, we got Nestor there too. You missed Carl Toppin though.
Yeah, I can't find him.
And Nestor's there. And who else we got here? Man, Eric Thomas. How you doing, Eric?
How's New Jersey?
Yeah, how's Joyzy? Esteban Mejia is also with us, Peter Brown. And our friend up there. Ooh, man, this place is starting to get crazy right now. Alfredo Aguilar from Costa Rica. How you doing, Alfredo? Adrian Cox is with us. Can you keep up, Peter? Can you keep up?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm gonna have to give up pretty soon because they're just starting to get in there. Oliver M is with us. And we'll just stop there before we start getting too crazy. Yeah, everybody's dancing the conga right now. Peter
Apparently New Jersey is summer-ish. Okay.
Oh, St. Patrick's Day too. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Patrick.
Oh yeah. It's his day. It's right. Is Patrick St. Patrick?
Yeah.
He's been a saint a couple times and hooked us up with some nice seats a handful of times. So he was a saint.
He's awesome, man.
He was a saint.
And talk about awesome. Doña Use Messi just passed me my coffee. Doña Use Messi, who we will hopefully one day have on her show, so you guys can get to know her. Who makes the coffee over here at Futbol Miami TV Cafe?
Yeah. All right.
Oh, good stuff.
Well, anyways, you wanted to get back to this real quick. So,
yeah, show off. So Peter went to the Inter Miami 2. I'd like to see what Louis says back there, but
yeah, because we were chilling with Tata.
Oh, you were chilling with Tata.
Yeah. So before we get too far and talk about the game or whatever, but yeah, today was an Inter Miami 2 game, and this was my first Inter Miami 2 game ever going to, because in the past, majority of the Inter Miami 2 games, or Fort Lauderdale CF, as you see here, they were mostly around Sundays at 6 or 7 p.m. So, we had a conflict because of this show. So I really hadn't gone to any games. But this year, as a season ticket holder, and FYI, because I was chatting with somebody on Twitter, if you are a season ticket holder, you get free tickets to the 2 games. But they are not already loaded into your account like they should be. You would assume they would already be there just waiting for you. They are not. And so I was just chatting with my buddy Julio, and he was like, let me find out. Well, he ended up the way he found out was emailing his rep, which is also my rep. But then the rep contacted me, said, I heard you're looking for, to get tickets. And I was like, yeah, he was, how many would you like and for what game? And I was like, what game? I want all the games. And I was like, I paid for 2 tickets, so I want 2 tickets. Now it sounded like sounds like I could have gotten more, maybe, if he said how many tickets I want, but
yeah. Well,
but I just took the 2. I'm like, I paid for 2, give me 2. But so mine is
Twitter was Joker G.
Yeah.
Joker G. And he makes some cool images, man. He always puts up some cool stuff about it. I follow him on Twitter. He makes some good. He's good on Photoshop, so he photoshops a lot of cool pictures. Peter Brown.
So Louis saying I was chilling with Tata, giving Tata tips. So I tried. I asked Tata. First I just said, "Hey, can I have a photo?" Here's a funny thing, real quick, and then we'll get into the show and all that. But I was sitting behind him for about 45 minutes before I realized it was him. It's just some gray-haired man that was sitting in front of me. I didn't know. And I walked up past him, but I was not looking around. I was like looking for my seat, not paying attention until I saw somebody else go and ask him for a photo. And I heard the name Tata. And I was like, and then I gave him a kind of a look. I'm looking at him on the side a little going, oh, it is him. So then I asked for a pic. And then I just asked him, I said, how's your English? And he said, no.
I think he just didn't want to talk to you because he probably recognized you. He probably said, I know this gringo. That's what he probably said. And I'm like, I'm not talking to him because he's trying to get some information out of me.
He did not plan on talking to me, but it was a fun day out. And I think even if you don't have season tickets, I think if I remember last year the tickets were like $5. It's free parking. I saw somebody ask about how much of the stadium do they open up? They only opened up, it looked like 3 sections, like section 102, 103, and like 104. Like, the good section, really, on the west. That's on the west side. So
do they sell beer or something? Do they sell anything?
Have, in the midfield club, that bar that they have in the midfield club, that is open to everybody. That is the only one. But,
okay.
And they're selling some popcorn in there and all that. So there's a couple little things. But it was actually a decent crowd. But what I found that I think most of it is family members of players and like all the academy kids and their parents. It seems like everybody knows everybody, and it seems like a family kind of thing there.
Right.
That was my impression. So I didn't see a ton of just like straight up fans like me, but regardless, it was fun to see the future stars. And just since we're talking about it, besides Tata, you know who else I saw play?
You just had to pull that up. Oh, Negri.
I saw Negri play. Did not expect that because if you guys don't realize, they used the 2 team. Basically, majority of the starting 11 are Inter Miami first team players that did not play. So you have Ryan Saylor out there, Boatwright, Sunderland, Borgelin, who saw a little bit of time, but not a lot. Those guys all started. And Negri started because he's obviously still trying to get his fitness back from his, what was it, the ACL? Like a year ago. And he played for a full 62 minutes and running up they had him chasing some balls because they didn't connect with him all that well. He did some nice forward kind of runs expecting to get the ball. He just didn't. But he was able to the point was he was able to do the runs. He looked fine. So, I have to wonder, could he potentially be available for the next game against Red Bull? I don't know.
And Peter, something I was mentioning to you also when I think we briefly talked about it on WhatsApp since you were at the game, talking to Tata and all that. What's going to happen because he's on the left, just like Jordi Alba is, and Noah Allen. So that's 3 people there. I think only need 2. What do you think is going to happen? Is Noah going to be out?
So I don't think anybody's out. Unless well, of course we don't know the cap room, right? So as far as cap space and all that kind of stuff, but I assume everybody's fitting in the cap because Negri would still be on payroll. He's still an Inter Miami player. So I think assuming everybody's got cap space, I think I prefer. So it's Alba as your starting, starting on the left. Then to me, it's Negri behind him, and then Noah Allen behind him. But also remember, and I didn't get the chance to tell this to Tata, but Tata has also said he thinks that Allen is a center back.
Right.
I don't know what he's smoking at because I will tell you, he wasn't
Yeah, I
smoking
mean, come
anything
on,
today.
dude. And the bad thing is, he couldn't communicate with Tata today. I think, like I said, I think he understands more than he says he does, but he just didn't want you to give him pointers.
He may not want to get into conversations. He's not sitting in the press box. He's sitting right there. Literally, I was in row 12, section 102, I think. And so he was in, or 103, section 103. Yeah, 103, seat 2. And he was in row 11,
Gotcha.
seat 3. It's like right there, right in front of me. So, I mean, I will tell you this. He did have, don't know what it said, but he did have a very long text message. Somebody sent him like a book on a text message. I mean, this text message was long, whatever it was, because he was looking at it.
If I were you, I would have been with the phone trying to, get in there. And
I wouldn't understand it anyways.
It didn't matter, man. You got friends that do understand. That would have been gold right there.
I don't know. But I see somebody was saying you sound a little low, Ed. Let me see if I can turn you up a little bit.
Yeah, turn my volume up, Peter Brown. It's because we had some issues earlier, and maybe that brought me down.
Oh, so you'll keep your mic as close to your face as.
That's true. Which, by the way, Marco was telling me that sometimes he doesn't hear himself too well. But the thing is, he doesn't have the microphone in his face. He's got it really far away. So
yeah, well, that's why this one I'm practically eating this mic, but that's partially because the room that I'm in.
How's it taste? You should get it with flavors or something. There you go.
The room I'm in is echoey because of its tall ceiling, so I have to keep it close, otherwise it sounds bad. Anyways, going through Kata saying, I wonder if Tata will try Negri at center back as well. Yeah, it's possible. But I will say this, going back to Allen and starting to touch on this last game. I thought Allen, we've been a cheerleader of his on this channel partially because his dad watches and we like him. I don't think he had a good game. He hasn't had a good game in a while. I think Noah Allen is not a starter, but he's starting.
But Tata's making him start. Yeah.
Some of it.
I don't also think he's a center back.
No, hell no. He's too short.
But I think the Tata moving him around so much is also confusing the guy. It's just I don't know. I would prefer him just to stay on the left and do his running and coming back down because I think that's where he does better.
Yeah, Tank mentioning that also Negri can play left wing. A duo with Alba would be deadly, though I love Robert Taylor. Yeah, Negri basically was playing. He's, the one thing I did enjoy about watching today is some of the problems that we have. This is good and bad. Some of the problems that we have with the first team, we've got the same exact problems with the second team. So there's a philosophy, right? You're playing with 4 in the back, but the 2 of them were flying way up. That Negri was playing basically like a midfielder quite a bit. There's quite a bit. He was way up there. So so
they were playing with 5 in the back.
No. They were playing with 4 this time. But think about it. Inter Miami played with 4 in the back as well. We can talk about this. What did you think about this lineup against DC United, Ed?
I thought it was a good lineup, man. They were doing a decent job. First half, of course, the Allen mistake.
He got beat big time. He looked schooled. He got schooled.
Yeah, he was just and it was a precise pass, to the forward. So, he caught him off guard, and that was the goal. But it sucks about Freire getting hurt. I don't know the extent of his injury. I'm kind of worried because Christoph. I like the guy. I think he's a cool guy. But
he did okay when he came in.
Yeah, he didn't do that bad. But I still think that Freire would probably start over him. Aviles sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. Ruiz, I think, did a decent job for what he was doing, but sometimes he kind of looked lost. But from midfield up, everybody did a great job, I think.
Yeah. Tank is saying you don't have to be crazy tall to be a center back, not to compare, but there's Cannavaro, Medel, Mascherano, an ex-national team player in MLS, Marvel Wynn at 5'10 or shorter. Yeah, you don't have to be, but you're also pulling out like the best of the best for names.
Right. That's true.
The height helps.
It does.
Allen is none of those players. Like you said, not to compare, but I personally would prefer height. And, watching the game, people may love him or hate him, but Taylor Twellman was pointing out, and I agree with him, that, we can't defend, corners or, crosses in, things like that. We're suspect for all that stuff. And so I want that height. Is it a requirement? Maybe not, but I prefer that.
Yeah, and look at Aviles, for example. He gets beat sometimes. He's a tall kid. I think he's like 6'1", but he's getting beat by shorter guys, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah, I was actually. You said that, and it made me think. Oh darn it! I'm not logged in. There was an article. I forgot exactly how much we had paid for our three young players.
Yeah.
But darn it, I don't know where the article is now. But it in this article on The Athletic, it reminded me we paid somewhere in the neighborhood of like, I don't know, was it 12 million for Aviles, like for a fee, something like that.
It was expensive.
We overpaid
that much. Yeah.
I don't remember. Yeah, I was trying to find the article real quick, but I don't remember which one it was.
I think Aviles was one of the more expensive ones. Freire was actually more of a bargain price, I would say. I'm not Freire. I'm sorry. Farias was more of a bargain. And who was the other player? I believe it was Gomez. I think they were under. I think Aviles was the more expensive one, if I'm not mistaken.
Here we go.
And now Gomez, since I brought him up, I think he's a lot better. Last couple of games, he's improved. Marco is always, talking great about him. I was like, dude, he's just not showing up. Tata's insisting on it. I'm putting this guy in. I was like so tired of him putting Gomez on, and then he starts to click. It's been 2 games already where he's doing really well, and I'm happy. I mean, but it took forever, Mark, in my opinion, Peter.
Yeah, I agree. And Gomez is starting to look really good. And just to go back to what I was talking about before I found the thing. So we spent $7 million for it was less than I said. $7 million for Aviles plus add-ons. So the fee was $7 million. Farias, we paid 5.5. Gomez, only $3 million.
Wow.
Right. And $8 million for Redondo.
Wow, look at that. But Redondo, I gotta say, he came out as soon as he started. He's basically
I like the kid. I like
really
him.
Well. This game, I mean, he was on the floor half the time. From the floor, he was able to, create a pass to Campana. Dude, I'm in love with the guy. So far, he's doing all the right things.
Louis bringing up a point here. I want Gressel to improve his shots more because he had good opportunities to score. I think a lot of us expected more about Gressel, but I did make a comment here in the beginning of the season where I have my concerns about Gressel in that he's bounced. He had a very good time in Atlanta, but since Atlanta, he's bounced around a little bit. If I remember correctly, he was in Vancouver, and then also he was definitely in DC United last year with DC United, but I think he was also in Vancouver. He's bounced around a little bit. So, his best year or two, whatever it was in Atlanta. So, I don't know. He seems like he's got potential, and, they say he's the best crosser of the ball in the league. But, yeah, I expect more from him as well.
Yeah, and he hasn't had much of an opportunity to cross as well as I think everybody's hoping. But this guy right here,
him
Monster.
and Campana. I want to talk about both. I mean, I put up Suarez, but Suarez is definitely on fire, like we said. But Campana had the chance to start the game and, almost scored a goal off a header as well earlier in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought Suarez and Campana together when they played looked good.
They did.
If I remember correctly, it was a almost goal for Suarez that Campana was a part of. Campana can do the kind of like defensive dirty work that Suarez is not going to do, and
Yeah.
I thought they looked good together.
They did in that one pass. I think the one that started Gomez started the pass. I think no, it wasn't Gomez. It was Redondo who started the pass. It went over to Campana, and Campana did the pass where Suarez scored. I thought that whole play was awesome. Campana had a good game, man. He missed a couple of shots in the first half, but for the most part, I think he did what he had to. He scored. So I'd love to see both of them playing at the same time, both two nines. That would be impressive to watch. But that's where we would need Gressel because Gressel's the guy's going to be throwing the centers in. And how would that work out if Messi's playing as well? Would Messi be the creative player? Would he play as a 10?
I mean, he should at this point, but he free roams. Sometimes
Yeah,
he's dropping back and he's a 10. Other times he's a forward.
He's got the liberty to do whatever he wants, basically. Tata says, dude, just go play. Just go.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Louis, one of the biggest defenders of Suarez killing it regardless of the critics. So
I was criticizing him, I must admit.
I was too, but my criticism was never can he score? It's can he stay healthy? And I still have that concern. I mean, it's still early. I still have that concern. But right now, he looks great.
He's scoring goals. He looks great. He looks like an old man. All you just need to do is add the cane in there, and he's moving around like I'm moving around. Granted, I'm in my 50s, and I move around like he does. So,
yeah. But how about that second goal that he scored? It looked like kind of like he missed his opportunity, right? It looked like he missed his chance, and then he kind of turns, and then he pops it up. It looks like the keeper maybe saves it, but then he doesn't. It was like a weird goal. Both goals. I think even the first. I think the first goal with Redondo and Campana was a weird goal too. Redondo not giving up on the play, just doing whatever he can to just move the ball. Campana picks it up and scores. I mean, both goals were kind of weird.
Yeah, weird, but hey, we'll take them.
Well, hell yeah.
And that third one, the second for Suarez, I mean, he didn't even have much space to kick that ball, but he did it just perfectly. Caught the goalkeeper, on his wrong foot, and the rest is history. I mean, how frustrating must that be for a goalkeeper to touch the ball and you think you've got it out, but you don't, and he had to reach back in.
Yeah, exactly. It is crazy. Kata mentioning that he thinks that Suarez for about 30, 45 minutes is perfect in weeks when there are multiple games. And there were multiple games because, as we know, we won in the Champions League and then traveling to DC. But I like don't roll him. Yes, he's playing well, but let's be careful. Let's not, let's manage his minutes. I would say I would agree with what Kata says.
Yeah, Tata needs to space them out. Obviously. The CONCACAF Champions is the priority. We've got a tough draw with Monterrey. I mean, I was listening to the Mexican, TV stations, and man, dude, they just think they're like the world champions, and you listen to these guys, and they just think that Mexico is just like the champions of the world, and that Monterrey should have it easy because we've got Monterrey's a good team. Granted, I think they probably are a good team. Our defense,
I think they're one of the better ones.
Suspect, Uh, they're probably going to concentrate on that. But if we maintain the ball, if we do what we do, we can score high. I just think that's going to be high scoring games, man. It's probably going to be like 4-3, you know, either way, something like that,
Yeah.
or 3-2.
Yeah, there's I'm trying to remember what his name is. The Cincinnati player that's now playing for Monterrey. Brandon Vasquez, I think is his name.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. He he's someone to be worried about because he's familiar with the league, and he's done well. He's scored in I think in both of the Monterrey games that they've played so far in the Champions Cup. I think he scored in both. So he's really doing well.
He's good. That guy's good. It's going to be a tough game against Monterrey, but yeah, listening to I'm glad you don't understand the Mexicans, Peter, because you'd be like, oh man.
Hey, look.
Through the thing, I just wanted to, turn that, press the delete button, or just go away from there because it was so annoying. They just think they're like the best things ever, but they got a crappy team right now, Mexico.
El Hibaro says he's coming to drink some coffee with the OGs. All right, enjoy a cafe. Hey, look, we beat a Mexican team. What was it, Cruz Azul? We beat a Mexican team in the Leagues Cup. Maybe Monterrey's a better team, but we're not scared of them. And we get to play. It's a home and away. So what that means is we got to rack up a lot of goals at home because I think they need to go into this. No player ever thinks this way, but go into it kind of like saying we need to overcompensate on this first game because we could lose in Mexico. So our defense has to be on point because away goals count for more when there's a tie. Away goals matter. So we can't let Monterrey score at our house, which is going to be a challenge because our defense is still suspect. And we've got to put up 3-4 goals just in case we go to Mexico and lose 2-0.
Right.
Because
we got to destroy them over here.
As I understand it, Mexico City has got this crazy high altitude, hard to play in. And then Monterrey is even higher in altitude. So it's going to be a challenge for a lot of these players. Now, of course, these guys have all, a lot of our players come from Argentina, and I don't know if there's any high altitude cities in Argentina, that they may have some experience with. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there are a few. I'm not sure if they're as high as Mexico City or Monterrey, which I think is a little bit higher. But it's just, these guys are used to playing these things. I mean, Messi's played in Ecuador. Quito is like really high. La Paz, Bolivia is really high. So these
Bolivia,
guys
they may play it. They could potentially play a game in Bolivia, right? And say any kind of Copa Libertadores or any kind of national team, whether it be a youth national, whatever these kids, the guys have grown up in. So
there's a lot of tricks that they use. You fly the day of the game and you play the same day and you come back because that way you still got all that extra oxygen from playing at sea level. I mean, there's certain tricks that people use, or you to adapt.
So tricks. Kata brings something up, and this was, if you watched the game, you heard this story. So you know how people complain about announcers? They like announcers sometimes, especially American announcers, they talk about stuff that's not related to the game. They go off on tangents. People like complain about that kind of stuff. And they're, why do they feel like they always have to talk? Well, in the Monterrey game, they had a Latino announcer speaking English, but he had the accent, right? When he was doing that, he was telling stories. One of the stories he told was what Kata's mentioning here. Miami need to take some Viagra to get used to the altitude.
Oh, really?
And this commentator told this story about some team getting ready to play in altitude. They gave their players like a half of a pill of Viagra because that apparently helps with the altitude. So all the players, they were prepared for something. No matter what happens, they were prepared.
I mean, There must have been one hell of a game. I mean, the ladies must have enjoyed it.
I don't know. It just was like one of those weird things that the announcer is telling this, and I forgot who his co-host was, but we all know him. He's played with the national team and he's played in MLS. But Mo, I forgot his last name. Anyways, he played with Toronto. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I do that all the time. But he was just laughing. He had nothing to say. It was stupid but funny. Yeah. Zayad Zalaf says, "Is Messi welcome to Mexico? I don't think so. After he kicked them out of the World Cup."
Well, Ziad, I got to tell you, man. People still love him. Because Messi's Messi. He just goes beyond borders. He's very well loved. But the one that they don't like over there is Tata, the coach. Because these Mexican announcers were talking really bad about him, saying that he's just not that good. And there's Peter Brown.
Don't talk about my buddy. Don't talk about my buddy.
The Mexicans were talking really bad about him, saying how he was a disaster, how he wasn't, he was terrible with the Mexican national team. But I got to tell you, Peter, that the team that Tata had, I hate to say it to the Mexicans, your team is not that good. When Tata had them, they weren't that good.
Plenty of Inter Miami fans that are not Tata fans. I mean, everything he does. I mean, there's lots. That's it, Eric. Maurice Edu.
Maurice Edu. Okay.
That's it. Yeah, they call him Mo. Yeah, that's who it was. He was doing the color commentary.
Good old Eric Thomas.
Thank you, Eric.
Saving as usual.
But yeah, there's plenty of people in our in our Facebook groups and things like that for Inter Miami fans that they hate on Tata as well. I mean, they love to hate on him. I mean, we've complained about some of his tactics from time to time, but so far, I mean, he won an MLS Cup, so yeah.
Yeah, he's won. I think he even with the Mexicans, I think he won something. Was it Copa? Was it the? I don't know if it was the CONCACAF championship or what, but he's won stuff with just about every team. Okay. But he hasn't won the big trophies, and that's what they're saying.
I've heard people all say he gets fired everywhere he goes, but look, every coach gets fired. Exactly. You very rare. I mean, sometimes you get to leave on your own accord, but most of the time, you get fired eventually. The magic runs out eventually. I like what Tony Axe says. Messi is welcomed everywhere except China.
Well, Hong Kong.
They don't want him right now. At least not right now. They're
He should have come out and at least touch the ball a couple times.
Chris Arjun coming in with a nice one. Tata is Messi's assistant coach.
Messi does whatever he wants.
Messi calls a shot. So do you think Messi plays this weekend against New York Red Bull?
Well, I don't know the extent of the injury. Supposedly it's a hamstring, they were saying.
Yeah.
There's rumors it's not that bad, but they just wanted to rest him anyway.
But I think he also said it's like not a day-by-day injury. I thought I saw the quote that it was like a week-by-week injury. Oh. So that sounds worse than day-by-day. I mean, I don't know if that's a translation. But
when's the game against Monterrey?
April 3rd.
Oh, so there's still some time.
There's time. There's time.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. I would say, sorry, Red Bull fans. Because here's the thing, and I'm sensitive to this. Every city that he plays in, they're hiking up the prices of every one of those games. So if you don't have season tickets already purchased, if you're buying single game tickets, you're paying through the nose. I'm curious what if our buddy Eric Thomas, if he's being a New Jersey guy, if he's going to go to that New Jersey stadium next weekend, and what kind of prices. I know he overpaid once to see Messi up there in New Jersey. Is he willing to do it again, knowing full well that Messi may not play? So you're going to have all these fans that have paid those exorbitant prices, and not get the payoff, you're going to have China all over again, but in New Jersey.
In Jersey, of all places. Imagine that. Yeah, but I mean that's something that people have to when you buy your ticket, you just got to think, man, cross your fingers the guy can play, but if he doesn't, or maybe he can come in the second half or something. But I'd try to rest up Messi as much as possible. We did
Exactly.
well without him. This game, uh, you- go with the same lineup. Try to do the same thing. Rest up Suarez as well. I think Campana did well. Taylor's doing awesome. Keep those guys, keep that lineup, and see how it goes from there.
Yeah, I think I was kind of saying that Campana needs to have a good game, and he did because he hasn't gotten a lot of playing time. And then what time he has gotten, he didn't look as great this year. Not this year.
Right.
Last year was better.
But that's good, Peter, because look, right now Ecuador was going to have some games or whatever, some friendlies, and they didn't call him up, which I think is perfect because we don't. What's his name? Go ahead.
Two questions in the chat that are Kata saying no chance Messi plays for about 2 weeks, probably just before the Monterrey game. That's what I'm hoping for, especially because here I said I would not do this year, Ed. I broke my own rule. I said season tickets are ridiculously expensive, but they got me.
Right.
I paid for it. They got me. And but I said the add-on games, the Leagues Cup, the Champions Cup, all those things that are not part of my season ticket, they're not getting $1 because they got too many of my dollars with the season tickets. Mm-hmm. Couldn't help myself. So I thought to myself, if I could find a ticket, because I'm only looking for one ticket, right? Because my wife is not going to, she'll tell me, don't waste the money, right? Just go enjoy it, go buy one ticket. My quest was, could I find on the pre-sale? Because my ticket rep was cool, and he sent me an email a little bit late. Like a lot of people, I think, got the email about the pre-sale the day or two before. I got it about an hour into the pre-sale. It was a little bit late, but that was okay because I was reading comments where people were saying that the pre-sale thing on Ticketmaster wasn't working. By the time I got in, they had fixed all the issues, I guess, because it worked fine for me. But I was like, can I find one ticket for under $100? I did. So I found a ticket for $96.
Hey, it's under 100, $4. And
it'll be in section 110, which is, just to the left of the goal that's on the north. And row 2. So I'm like right down low though. So expect a cool game day vlog. It will be up close. Players coming at me. I may not get any good video for goals and going on the other side, but anything coming at me, we should have a good game day vlog from that.
Right. Cool.
So they got me. I was like, it's kind of a big game, kind of a cool thing.
It is. It is a good game. I'm surprised you didn't go for one of those more expensive ones, but hey.
Because I didn't want to. I was sitting there putting my foot down that it's too much money.
Yeah.
That's why. Anyways, Zayad asked a question I thought was fun. How many Suarez shirts do you see in our stadium? Not many.
Not many. It's mostly Messi. It's crazy.
It's like all Messi.
Yeah, you go out in the city here in Miami, and you see a lot of. I've never seen so many Inter Miami shirts ever. Well, anything soccer. There are lots of soccer ones, but Inter Miami is the favorite shirt to go out in now, and I'm kind of proud to see that. You go to the supermarket, at least the kids wearing one or something, but they all say Messi in the back.
Right.
When I
Yeah.
go out, mine says Uncle Ed 69 in the back.
Mine says Campana.
Yours says Campana, and people always mention, 69 is a cool number.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying that old dirty old man. Hey, Richard Greenberg says, hey, anyone wants to come up to Toronto in March to watch Miami play in Toronto? My seat is available for only $2,500 on Ticketmaster.
Wow.
Sorry. Richard. In October, he says. It's in October.
It's already starting to get cold.
It's cold.
And cold over there is cold.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we'll all pass on that. Hey, let's
Yeah,
I forgot, and she's reminding us in the chat. We have, oops, wrong thing. Darn it. This one.
It's time for your voicemail. Hello?
We got a voicemail, Ed. So you can always call, and I didn't even promote it, 786-474-4435. You want to leave a voicemail? Here is everybody's favorite voicemailer.
Hey, Peter and Uncle Ed and Don Bear doing a little English was doing a good job. That's Marquitos. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I love this day because there's a lot of really cool emojis online and you get to drink beer. Who doesn't love that? But I'm actually finishing moving and I got a big biz trip tomorrow, so I'm not even having cerveza. Can you believe it? But I'm literally 2 blocks. We're right here between Cayocho, Coral Gables, and Coral Way. Literally 2 blocks. I didn't even know there's an amazing soccer pitch that Pulisic has built with Pumas. So it's amazing. I'm like, why isn't there a Beckham pitch then? Or a Diego Sarna 17 pitch? Hello. So, and drink because it's St. Patrick's Day. But anyway, it's really, really cool. You got to see it. It's got like a mural outside, like Wynwood would have, but it's on Cayocho, and then it's like there's 2 full, I think, soccer pitches, probably AstroTurf, I don't know. And then like facilities and stuff. So he was working with youth or whatever. I guess he says he moved to Miami, which is weird because he's playing in Italy right now. He was in Germany. But anywho, oh my God, Suarez! I told you he was world class in a glass, as Ray Hudson would say. What a game! I like that lineup and I like that combination. Finally, and we have a new guy coming in defense. Finally, so we said that Chris Henderson cooked, although Peter doesn't like that term, and he cooked. Okay, thank you guys. Love you. Love the show. Peace out. Talk to you soon.
Did you hear my rant, Ed, at the end of last show where I was talking about how sayings that drive me nuts?
yeah, the cooking thing. You hate that.
It's not even. It's just like overused sayings. They drive me nuts. You're cooking, because everybody. It just pops up everywhere. Everybody's got to say the same damn thing. You know. The other one that drives me nuts is well, it's 2. I said it the other show. Vibe. Everybody's going for the vibe. Man, this is for the vibe. I was out there for the vibe. I'm vibing.
Right.
Shut up.
Right.
Anyway.
Or they all say the culture, everything about the culture. Have you noticed that in soccer terms? They're always like,
no.
It's all about the culture. You haven't heard that?
No, but we use that at my work for years because it's just one of those things where as a company you believe in a certain kind of culture and stuff like that, and we hire people based off of that culture. And so we've been using that in my company for years. So
yeah, well, good thing I don't go to your job because I'd probably throw a grenade in there.
Well, nowadays none of us go to the job because we all work from home.
True. So off.
So, oh yeah, Mr. Krabs, haven't seen him in a while. Says with Messi missing a lot of time, Suarez could be MVP.
Looking that way.
Hey. Do I think about... So, here I am. I'm this kind of person. Everybody in the stadium wears a Messi shirt. Now,
everybody.
I kind of want one, right? But I don't like being like everybody else. I've never been that way. Even like, when I had my long hair and I looked like a rocker, I was kind of like your preppy rocker. I would dress a little bit different. It's like I like to be somewhat different. So, and going to an Inter Miami game, you don't really look different because we're all wearing the same kind of jerseys and we're all wearing the uniform basically, right? But I kind of like pausing on buying a Messi shirt because I don't want to be like everybody else. Do I get a Suarez?
Maybe. I mean, you got a Campana. You're always going for these alternative players.
I could stick with the number.
Just put a little. You put the Suarez over the Campana.
Put a patch, like in NFL jerseys, it's a patch.
Mm-hmm.
Just put a patch over because I have a number 9 Campana because I got it last year when he wore number 9, and so there's that. Another comment that I put a little star next to that I wanted to just bring to attention that I thought was interesting. Mike V says, so I'm still pissed about the pre-sale. They lowered the tickets overall. Yes, but my tickets were more expensive than the last game. So I'll be honest with you. I didn't even look at my tickets in section 115. Didn't even look at them because I knew they were going to be, technically I looked at them after I made the purchase out of curiosity. And I think they were somewhere over $150, but under 160, somewhere 155, 153, somewhere in that neighborhood, I think.
Well, that's one of the things I was going to tell you, Peter. I looked up the ticket because Peter gave me a ticket, one of his extra tickets to take my wife.
Oh,
my
yeah.
Wife,
How'd she enjoy the game, Ed?
Last minute, she decided she didn't want to go. So, honey, if you're listening, if you're watching the show, that's like $150 you just said no to.
Wait. So does your wife owe me $150?
Pretty much.
That's a lot. She could just give me some coffees, serving some coffee,
Well, I guess, but that's Doña Dios Messi's the one that gives me the
coffee.
Okay,
yeah, I get mixed up.
So don't get confused.
I get mixed up.
My wife is jealous. She gets jealous and stuff.
Oh yeah, right.
You can get me in trouble. But yeah, Peter, I mean, the tickets are really expensive, and if you want to, next time just sell your ticket.
Yeah. Kata's, when I was talking about sayings that drive me nuts, Kata's asking, what about the calm before the storm? I think it's the saying, but calm before the storm.
That's one that gets said a lot of guys. They just start, telling
But see, that doesn't bother me as much because it's not everywhere. That's just one of those old sayings. I don't have a problem with old sayings. It's a funny old saying that's for soccer. You hear people say a lot is, well, it was a tale of two halves.
There. That's the
most generic thing you can say about a soccer game. Well, it's a tale of two halves. Well, duh.
Man, there's some
every game is two halves.
But of course, right now that I want to think of one, I can't think of any.
Yeah. The other one that I was ranting about on that last week that drives me nuts, and this is more that I hear the women saying, is I can't. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You're when they're like, oh, it's too much, or it's like, oh, that's too funny. It's just I can't. I'm like, my wife does it. And I'm like, enough with the I can'ts.
No.
I don't know. I saw there was one more chat here. Oh, talking about that game coming up and me buying a ticket. Chris Arjun says, Peter, I'm usually sitting pitch side in front of row 10 when Inter are attacking the north end. Put on your best jersey for a few shameless pictures.
Nice.
Get my good side. Don't take a picture of me, Chris, yawning like you did before.
I know he does that to be evil.
I know. He found a picture. He saw me. I take a yawn because sometimes I'm tired when I go.
And he'll give those pictures away. When you're looking bad, the rest will charge you for. Which he should.
One goal trying to correct me, saying it's a tale of two cities. I know that's a saying too, but you hear a lot of tale of two halves, a game of two halves, a tale of two halves. You hear that a lot with announcers. But
soccer,
yes, tale of two cities is definitely where the original version of that is.
I can't, Peter.
I can't on one world, one goal. I can't.
All right.
So something else. Apparently, we got our guy.
Butcher's name.
Don't make me say his name.
Something.
Marcelo Weingant. I think it's Weingant.
We're gonna have to.
But I'm probably saying it way wrong. I'm probably saying it wrong.
Just call him Cello. Cello, right there.
Cello. That's what they call him, right?
Yep.
So it sounds like we got our guy. From what we're hearing, he should be arriving in South Florida in the next day or two.
Right.
Signing that contract. So the contract started to fall apart with Boca Juniors. It ended up that they re-signed him and they're sending him on loan for 2 years, I think?
For
2 or 3 years to Inter Miami.
Which is cool, I guess. I mean, that was, I guess they had to do lock him down somehow. I don't know how much money we're gonna send. I don't know if it's free.
I
Who knows?
haven't heard. I just the chatter I saw was that it was supposed to be free. Like, we're not paying a fee because we're not buying him. We're just borrowing him.
Paying for his salary.
We're gonna pay his. Yeah. We'll pay his salary.
Right.
But there's no fee, from what I understand, to get him. And Francisco Garcia is trying to help me out here, I think, and he says Weingan. Is it wine like as in or ween? Weingan? I mean, to me, Wein is kind of like wine, like a.
Well, if it's a German, the W is pronounced as a V. Weingan.
Right, it'd be like Weingan. Weingan.
Yeah.
Weingan. Hey.
Weingan.
Hey.
Something like that.
Weingan.
So, I don't know.
I have no idea. Well, I'm still trying to. Yeah, Mr. Krabs coming up with another version. Winget. Winget? Is that it? Wing? But how can it be wing when there's no I, there's no N in front of the G on his name? Winget. Winget?
Or maybe that's
just kind of how it comes out. Winget.
Who knows? It's going to be interesting.
Listen, Ed.
Butcher this guy's name for sure.
I'll just wing it.
I see where you went there. Where's the the drum roll thing? You missed out on that one.
I don't even know. I don't know. Where do I have a drum roll?
There is a drum roll. I use it every so often. Oh, that's not a drum roll, Peter. That's like a fairy thing or something. That's definitely not it. You're gonna go.
Not quite it either. How about okay?
Not quite the drum roll, but I guess we'll go with that one. Oh, there you go. That's the one. There you go. But there's also another player they were talking about, Peter.
Yes, apparently another one is on his way as well, and this is a Paraguayan player. Rojas is his last name. Forget what his first name is.
He's also played for the Paraguayan national team. So
Mateus Rojas.
Potentially another good player, another midfielder though. But don't we
attacking
have enough
midfielder?
Don't we have enough already?
I'd say yes, but think about when Messi isn't playing. So Messi's sometimes we were asking if he's a 10. Is he an attacking midfielder or is he a forward? He's both, right? At times. And I think when Messi wasn't playing, we expected Farias to kind of fill in. Well, he's not.
Right.
So we don't, sometimes I think we do lose a little bit of that creative in the midfield. Maybe this guy could be that answer. But then that means you're sitting, Gressel's more in the wing, but he comes into the middle a lot. Are you sitting, taking out one of the defensive midfielders? I don't know how they figure it out. But
yeah, it's going to be kind of tough to see which player is the one. But we really needed, Cello. I'm just going to call him Cello. He's supposed to cover the right back position. This guy is just, another midfielder that's going to, I guess fill in whenever somebody else gets hurt at this point, because we already have Redondo, who's been doing a great job, but he plays more. They say more. He's basically there to cover for Busquets, they're saying, or he could, if Busquets isn't there, that's actually his position. He plays Busquets' position, from what I hear.
Who's that? Wait, sorry.
Redondo.
Yes.
So,
he's kind of everybody. Yeah, so you're playing with two fives basically when they're on the field.
Right, but he's been playing a lot more up, and he's done a great job. I think he's the kid on fire. Yeah. And then Gomez is also playing more towards the left, but I think he's been doing a good job as well. We just have so many players. Our depth, at least in midfield, is really, really deep. But I'm afraid about the defense, man. I mean, okay, we got the right back, but I don't know, man. The center, center
they
defender
don't seem to be worried about that center back role, Ed.
Yeah, dude.
I'm just saying they don't seem to be worried about it because they got Noah Allen.
And Fred is kind of hurt, so I mean, Christoph, God bless the guy, but he doesn't. Sometimes he played okay this last game, but there's some games that he just hasn't played well. He hasn't played well since last year, I think.
Right.
Before last year.
Tank brings up a good point. your question, do we need another midfielder? The more weapons and competition we have, the merrier. It's what the best teams are made of. Yeah, I agree. The only reason it becomes a question mark for us is because of MLS's limitations and rules and, salary cap. And, sure, if we had an unlimited cap and all that kind of stuff, you'd want every great player.
Right now, I think we're very fortunate, Peter, because everybody wants to play with Messi. So a lot of these players are playing just because they want to have that experience of playing with the best player in the world. They can look back and tell their grandchildren, I play with the best player in the world. And we're fortunate because of that. But what's going to happen once Messi leaves and everybody's going to be like, I need some more money,
Yeah, I don't know. They better have a plan because when Messi leaves, they have to have another player of his caliber, right?
Right, man.
Because for ticket sales alone.
I mean, Neymar maybe, but after him, there's a big gap of players that I don't think are going to want to come here yet because they're too young.
Kata's asking, Ed, what are your thoughts on Ruiz as right back?
I really think they should have probably switched him with Gressel should have been in the back, I think, and put Ruiz up top. I think that would have been because there were a couple parts where I was kind of worried for Ruiz back there. But, that's what Tata wants to do. Tata wants to play around and see if this player is any good. But thankfully, we've got players that are going to play on the right back position that, so we won't have to worry about that. And keep Ruiz for what we know he's good at, to be a pest in the midfield.
You want Haaland? Will you wait for Haaland in 10 years?
10 years, man. I'm going to be well in my 60s. Sheesh.
I'll be about to retire.
Yeah.
I'll be right around there. All right. Well, anyways, we could probably go on and on and on rambling on about this fun stuff because this chat has been awesome and it's been a lot of fun. But all great things must come to an end. But luckily, we get to do this again tomorrow in Spanish, Ed.
Tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. in Futbol en tu idioma en español. If you guys want to listen in Spanish, Marco El Oso Donoso will be with me tomorrow. We'll be talking everything Inter Miami. We'll be reviewing the game that we just won, everything in Spanish. So don't forget to also like and subscribe and share with your friends Futbol Miami TV ES, which is our new Spanish-only channel. Thank you, Peter Brown.
I don't know if you've been paying attention in the chat, but they're nerding out in the chat. And then they're also saying, we need a nerd show once in a while.
Oh, yeah. We hope. Maybe down the road.
Kata says 100%. And so that we can know what video games I play. I haven't played anything in a little while. I've been kind of, I put it away after I was playing Far Cry. I played Far Cry 5 and 6, and I enjoyed them. And then I haven't found I haven't had another one that's really grabbed me yet.
Well, you played FIFA for a little bit, didn't you?
What's that?
You were playing FIFA too, right? FIFA?
Barely, but a little bit. You
were getting beat by the little kids, right?
I don't play online because I'm not going to get beat.
Because you'll get destroyed.
Yeah. I just play against a computer.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh yeah, Mr. Krabs. Inter Miami needs to do a Star Wars night. Peter will be livid. I mean, livid. Livid means upset. I'll be happy. I'll be excited if Inter Miami did a Star Wars night.
That would be great.
It'd be amazing.
Look
what I have just off to the left, off to my side here. Look.
Oh,
always ready.
Nice.
I'm always ready with some Star Wars. Always ready.
Would you be in one of the Dark Force characters or?
Nah, I'm on the right side, man. I'm all about light.
Oh man, we'll be
Life and
Obi-Wan, Peter Obi or something. Is that what you're gonna be?
I'm with the rebels. I'm with the good guys. Anyways, yeah, we really didn't do the nerd show that much anymore because for one, nobody was watching.
Nope, and time. Also time. We enjoyed doing it. It's just
it was fun, but it wasn't getting the views that we would hope for. But anyways, Mike V would get dressed up as Jabba the Tata.
The Tata. Oh,
Jabba the Tata.
There's something. I mean, if you guys are creative, do like Star Wars characters of all of our players and staff. That would be awesome. Who would be? Who would be who?
Richard Greenberg. Yeah. Any stadium construction videos coming? Yes, I should have gone yesterday, but I didn't.
Yeah, my bad too, man. I've just been.
Should have gone. You know what? Let me do this. Let me go next Saturday or something like that, unless Ed can do it before that. But my wife comes back into town Saturday or Sunday. But I mean, I could do it before she gets back. It just makes it easier. Anyways, yeah, we definitely need to get back out there. We try to do it at least once a month lately. Star Trek night is when Peter Brown walks away. No, Peter Brown likes both. Peter Brown likes Star Wars and Star Trek. I don't understand why people have to pick one. I like them both.
I like them both too.
Man, they're going nuts. Gressel looks like Data from Star Trek.
Oh, that's true.
Anyways, all right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Also, make sure to look out for the news video that should come out on Wednesday, unless if I get like an inkling that news might come out late Wednesday, then the video will come out on Thursday. So it's either Wednesday or Thursday, depending on what news may hit. So, Messi Ewok. Messi equals Ewok.
Could be.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next week and have more of this kind of fun. See you, everybody.
See you tomorrow.